Why are quiet people scary when they snap? My cousin Lena never raised her voice, not once. Even when her stepfather called her useless, even when he told her she walked wrong, chewed wrong, breathed wrong, she just nodded, quiet as always. He married her mom when Lena was 13. He moved into their small house and started changing everything. He changed the curtains, the food, the rules, and most of all, the way Lena was allowed to exist. He said her clothes made her look like a boy. He said she wasn't polite enough. He made her start calling him dad, even though he wasn't. When she didn't say it fast enough, he'd frown and go, try again. She'd repeat it, softer. He'd say, louder, so I know you respect me. She'd say it again, and he'd smile like he'd just won something. He always needed to win. It started small. He'd point out her mistakes during dinner. You're cutting your meat wrong. You eat too slow. You're wasting food. If her fork made a sound against the plate, he'd slam his own down and say, you trying to break it? If she said sorry, he'd reply, then fix it. When she turned 16, she got a job at the local bakery after school. She loved that place, but he hated it. Said, you think you're too good for this family now? When she bought her mom a small necklace for Mother's Day with her own money, he told her she was showing off. You don't need to buy love, girl. He took the necklace and sold it on Facebook Marketplace. Lena said nothing. She never did. Her mom didn't defend her either. She'd just sigh and say, he's strict because he cares. But everyone could see she was scared of him too. Then came that night. It started with dishes, like always. Lena was standing at the sink, washing plates while he sat behind her at the table, drinking his cheap beer and pointing out what she was doing wrong. You missed a spot. You're wasting water. You're holding that wrong. She nodded after each one. She always nodded. But that night, something was different. Maybe it was the way he said, you're lucky your mother married me. Nobody else would deal with a girl like you. Maybe it was how he laughed after, loud and mean. She froze, plate in her hand, soap running down her wrist. He kept talking, not even looking at her. You're slow, always have been. I told your mother we should have sent you to one of those special schools. He laughed again. She didn't move. He said, what? Nothing to say? That's when she turned around. The plate slipped into the sink with a soft clink. She walked toward him, still holding the fork she'd been rinsing. He frowned, confused. What's your problem? He asked. Then she stabbed him, right in the arm. Once, twice, again. He screamed, jumped up, but she didn't stop. She just kept stabbing, short, sharp movements, like she'd been holding all that silence in her wrists. He grabbed her by the hair, yelling her name, but she didn't even flinch. The sound of the fork hitting skin was small, dull, and wet. She wasn't crying. She wasn't shouting. Her face looked empty. The neighbors heard him screaming and called the police. When they got there, he was still yelling, and she was just standing there, shaking, fork in hand, soap bubbles still clinging to her arm. They said she looked like she didn't even know what she'd done. They took her away, and her mom cried and cried, saying, she didn't mean it, but nobody was listening. Her stepfather told everyone she was insane, that she attacked him for no reason. He said she'd always been off. He wrapped his arm in bandages and showed them off like trophies, saying, this is what happens when you let kids get too emotional. But the story spread fast. People started remembering all the times they'd seen him yell at her in public, the way she'd flinch when someone said his name, the way her mom's eyes always looked tired. The police said it wasn't self-defense, but they didn't charge her with much. She spent a few months in a facility. When she got out, she went to live with her aunt in another city. Her stepfather moved out soon after. He said the house had bad energy. He didn't last long though. I saw Lena once after she got out. She was thinner, quieter somehow, but her eyes looked alive in a way they never had before. I asked her if she regretted it. She said, I regret not using the knife. Then she smiled for the first time in years.